The Shiva Code, the ancient force that reverses aging from within. Chapter 1. Your body isn't aging. It's forgetting the frequency of life. They told you that aging is natural, that your energy fades with time, that fatigue is just the price of being alive. But Shiva, the guardian of timeless awareness, whispered something different. You are not aging, you are forgetting. Forgetfulness is not about memory, it's about frequency. And the modern world has been carefully designed to disconnect you from your original vibration. Every screen, every pressure, every mental overload pulls you further from your vital field. Not your muscles, but the invisible system that fuels your cells, your clarity, and your very soul. This fatigue you feel each morning is not just physical. It's energetic erosion caused by subconscious programming. Beliefs inherited without consent, fears absorbed through culture, schedules that move faster than your breath. They taught you to chase productivity, but not presence, to respond to every demand, but never to the void within. And so you decay, not from age, but from disconnection. Shiva never decayed. He sat in silence, with serpents at his throat and galaxies in his breath, because he remembered the truth. Your vitality isn't lost, it's buried beneath the noise. And when you begin to undo what was programmed into you, the code of aging begins to reverse. You weren't meant to live tired. You were meant to vibrate in rhythm with the divine. Your energy field isn't broken. It's asleep, waiting for your return. This is not a metaphor. It's a spiritual technology as ancient as the Himalayas, and Shiva kept the first spark alive until you were ready to remember.
Chapter 2. The invisible prison that trains you to decay. Look closer. The cage you're trapped in wasn't built with bars or chains. It was made of ideas, repeated stories, cultural patterns whispered so many times they became your truth. The Matrix doesn't ask you to believe, it makes you feel as if there's nothing else. It distracts you with noise, with urgency, with endless desires dressed as purpose. But Shiva saw through the veil. He didn't run from the illusion, he danced through it. He knew the system wasn't draining your body, it was draining your vital energy through your attention. Every time you reach for your phone before your breath, every time you chase another notification instead of silence, you're trading your essence for artificial stimulation. And this exhaustion you've normalized, it's not caused by aging, it's mental fatigue wrapped in digital hypnosis. Your breath shortens, your posture collapses, your electromagnetic field weakens, not because you're dying, but because you've forgotten how to live consciously. The Matrix doesn't fear your productivity, it fears your presence. Because in stillness, you remember. In silence, the ancient code stirs again, and the prison begins to dissolve from the inside out. That's why Shiva retreats to the Himalayas, not to escape the world, but to anchor the frequency that wakes it up. And now, he's calling you to do the same.
Chapter 3. The void was never emptiness. It was the signal that you forgot to listen. There is a silence inside you.
You feel it late at night, when the world stops speaking and the noise of the day can no longer cover the ache beneath your skin. It's not sadness. It's not failure. It's the soul's alarm. It rings when you drift too far from your true frequency. This inner void, the one you've tried to fill with distractions, achievements, screens, noise, was never a flaw. It was a sacred calling. But the system trained you to fear it, to run from it, to numb it with movement, consumption, and external validation. And so, you forgot. You forgot that the void is not the end. It's the threshold, the place where the ancient code begins to pulse again. Shiva never feared the emptiness. He sat in it. He merged with it. And in doing so, he remembered the vibration that reverses death. Because that emptiness, that discomfort you try to silence, is not pain. It's the pressure of your soul trying to expand beyond your programming. Every time you avoid it, you delay your awakening. But every time you sit with it, even for one conscious breath, you begin to reactivate your energetic field. You begin to remember who you were before the world taught you how to forget. This isn't spiritual poetry. It's an ancient science of vibrational remembrance. And the void is not your enemy. It's the code hidden in silence, whispering the truth that everything you seek is already alive in your field. You just stopped listening.
Chapter 4. The Nectar of Shiva. The Alchemy of Inner Rejuvenation. What if your body was never meant to decay, but to distill eternity? What if there was a sacred substance hidden inside you, capable of reversing aging, of igniting youth from within, of reprogramming your very cells through vibrational alchemy? There is, and Shiva knew its name, Amrita. In Sanskrit, Amrita means both nectar and immortal, and it is not a myth. It is a biochemical mystery, activated only when the Kundalini current flows freely through the central channel, when your vital energy is no longer scattered, but rises like a flame through the chakras. In this sacred ascent, the sexual essences of the body, usually lost through unconscious pleasure, are drawn upward through a natural inner process known as Vajroli. These energies rise to the solar plexus, the Manipura chakra, the ancient cauldron where subtle pranas converge. And from this fusion, a new essence is born, Soma, a luminous etheric nectar, invisible to the eyes, but known to the soul. Soma travels through the subtle energy channels until it reaches the Bindu chakra, the hidden fountain near the crown. And there, it transforms. It becomes Amrita, the sacred elixir of rejuvenation. Sometimes it descends from the crown like honey, soft and radiant. You may feel it on your tongue, sweet, electric, otherworldly. Other times, it drips from your scalp or brows like golden dew, an anointing from within. Each drop, a transmission from the divine. This isn't fantasy. This is the forgotten technology of awakening, a yoga of inner chemistry, where presence, breath, and energy retention become the crucible of immortality. But here lies the secret Shiva kept sacred. Amrita is only born when your energy is no longer leaking, when your desires are transmuted, when the serpent rises not to devour, but to illuminate. Brahmacharya, the path of conscious energy conservation, is not repression. It is spiritual preservation. It protects the seed so that the flower of nectar may bloom inside you. And when it does,
Your body responds with clarity, with youth, with radiance that no cosmetic can mimic. This is the alchemical rejuvenation Shiva guarded, not in temples, but in the geometry of your subtle body. And now, that code is waking up in you.
The Shiva Code, the ancient force that reverses aging from within. Chapter 5. The eternal flame within you never went out. You just stopped feeding it. You weren't designed to burn out. You were built to burn from within, with a flame that never dies, so long as you remember to feed it with presence. This is the secret Shiva guarded. Not a mantra, not a statue, but a frequency of inner alignment that alters everything. When your thoughts slow down, your breath deepens, your field stops leaking. You don't just feel better, you begin to glow from the inside out. This isn't inspiration, it's physics of the soul. Your vibration affects your blood. Your mindset speaks to your mitochondria. Your silence heals your nervous system. Your alignment rebuilds your cellular structure. And the process of energetic rejuvenation is not some rare phenomenon. It's what happens every time you return to the natural rhythm of your soul. But here's the real challenge. The world will keep pulling you back into the scroll, the noise, the urgency, the unconscious consumption. That's why the final step of the Shiva Code isn't just awakening, it's maintenance. Shiva teaches not just the fire, but the discipline to carry it through every ordinary moment. He calls you to walk with it, not in isolation, but in the grocery store, at the office, in conversation, in discomfort, in silence. Because when your vibration becomes your foundation, your reality shifts. You begin to attract alignment. You begin to dissolve anxiety. You begin to radiate vitality instead of effort. And the Amrita that once dripped only in sacred silence begins to circulate daily, as a living remembrance, as a current you carry. You stop decaying, and you start returning to the frequency that built you. This is your divine design, not to survive, but to emanate. So if something inside of you stirred, if you remembered even a fragment of what has always been yours, then write it below. Om, my eternal energy has reawakened. Let it be your declaration. Let it be your code. Shiva never left. He simply waited for you to sit still enough to hear the soundless vibration that was always calling you back to your center.